Deadpool fans, Jack Danger here from Stern Pinball, and I am joined by the game design team behind Deadpool. As a retrospective, we got a lot of stories to share, we got a lot of fun anecdotes, and a lot of cool props to show you. So let's just jump into it. I'm joined by George Gomez, Tanya Kleiss, Jeremy Packer, Jerry Thompson, and Chuck Hurst. Jeez Louise. George, I'll start with you. You were the lead game designer on this. Tell me your experience about developing this game. Like, how did this come about?
Right.
Fast.
So,
yeah, you got 3 minutes, go.
yeah, I sort of adopted the game. I jumped into the game, and the ship date was not scheduled to move. So I had a very short period of time to develop the game. And
You're also really good at adopting games.
Yeah, I've adopted a couple.
You're good at recovery. This is, yeah.
The thing is that, I think that short time period made us be really creative with what little we had to work with, because we couldn't design any giant toys, and we couldn't, we didn't have the opportunity to have a big mechanical engineering effort. Same thing with software. I think the game is better for it.
Sure.
Because, it's really simple. It's really fun, and we focused on the game itself, not like some giant toy, which is actually what I usually start there, right? I start with a big toy,
work around it,
and this was a little different, and so short period of time forced us to be creative with what we had, forced us to do stuff that maybe we wouldn't have done if we had all the time in the world.
What's wild is this is, and I've gone on record plenty of times saying this is like my favorite pinball machine, period. The layout has a lot to do with that, but it is honestly the whole package. I can't just pick out one specific thing on this game, but it's cool that a game that I love so much was created under all this pressure to
Yeah, these guys, every one of these guys stepped up, right?
Yeah.
And so you're talking about, we had to do something with, something really fun with the code. We had to cut back a bunch of modes, right? We lost a bunch of stuff, right? That ended up, Jeremy ended up drawing it in the glass. I still hear about it today.
Wait, in that video that we did where there was a third tooth, is that why you were like?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the Kraken.
Okay.
That was the number 3 quest.
Oh yeah.
That's the Kraken
that?
part
I
of the
forgot about
Megalodon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He made it into the Megalodon. He's off in the background, kind of eating the chimichanga truck.
When I stepped into the game, some of these concepts existed already, and I looked at it and said, no way in hell we're going to get this done.
Not with that attitude.
That one's out, that one's out, that one's out. So the very first thing I was an editor, right?
Yeah.
Marvel was great in that, we sort of had the run of the show of the Deadpool universe. And we had no tie into the film. And Deadpool needed things like, it's great that, he says things like, I hate ninjas. Well, if you really think about it, Deadpool is a ninja, right?
Yeah, he's got the swords.
I remember you came in
Yeah.
and he was like, Deadpool, he's got these 2 katanas, right?
He does have katanas.
And so that was the starting point was the 2 katana ramps. That and then
Are we all supposed to do our George impersonation? Guys.
Go ahead. You all do it. You all do it.
Deadpool, right? That's the other thing is
Katanas.
There was that.
My impersonation is different. It's like, listen, Jeremy, I'm not going to tell everybody else, but you're my favorite. And sort of shot.
So he started out with it. Yeah, George identified the core stuff. Katanas. We got the chimichanga truck. It's all pimped out. And he pimped it out. You worked on that truck yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I modeled the truck, and I think that the truck. Remember, the truck was where little Deadpool was. It was going to be the key to time travel, right?
Oh, right.
And so we were going to go to the truck, but it's just like this wobbling truck. I didn't get it. It's like, yeah, no. So
we need something else.
Little Deadpool is interesting because Marvel forgot he existed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Little Deadpool. So these are the very first prints from our digital sculpts featuring, 4 degrees of bobble action. Then it's got a couple of springs for the katanas, so pretty cool.
And actually, we the voice of Little Deadpool is the first ever voice that Little Deadpool's ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was invented for our project.
We created that canon.
Yeah, I mean, he came from the comic book.
Hi, everyone. I'm Little Deadpool.
It was Brian Husky who did the voice, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Who many may know as Chet from Children's Hospital. No one knows that. But
no, he's in a. I
he's
saw him the other
hilarious.
day in a commercial.
Yeah,
he's really
he's
well
a really
known.
funny guy.
You would know him if you saw him.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's the guy with the glasses.
He looks like a programmer who may work here, who may work with Brian a lot.
You're selling a person. You're really trying hard to sell this guy. I'm like, I'm not ringing nothing. It's nothing is hitting in here.
Chuck, talk about the 16-bit, the Sega.
No, so we had a meeting with the licensing marketing guys, and after the meeting, George and Tanya and I were all like, I have no idea what we're gonna do now, because the licensing was like, listen, you can't step on the movie coming out, and you also can't step on the video game coming out, which was a PlayStation,
Xbox,
Xbox.
yeah.
Can't step on that. Also can't make it look like the comic. But anything else you guys come up with, that would be awesome.
Good luck.
So I'm driving home like just, whatever. And
No comics, no movies,
no nothing.
video games.
Make it look like nothing done before, but make it Deadpool.
Invent something.
Right. So I'm driving home, and I'm like, oh my God. So I called George. It was like at 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, George, what if we do old school video game? Like, they don't want it to look like the new video game, but old school video game pixels, like 16-bit,
Like old beat 'em ups, like
right,
yeah.
like old Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
And George was like, yeah. Do we know anybody that could do this? And I'm like, yes, I do. So, and my daughter just graduated college, and her whole thesis was 16-bit pixel art. She had an art show, which was nothing but 16-bit pixels and stuff.
that's wild.
So I'm like, I know the 16-bit artist, and I know the rest of us can dust off those skills because I came from that world, and Mark Galvez came from that world, and that
like
kind of thing. So
the MKs.
yeah, and Kizavat, Tom.
The fourth wall was interesting, right? Because that completely, we said, hey, what if when he goes to breaks the fourth wall, he's high-res Deadpool.
Right, yep.
Oh, yeah. Now say, Deadpool is the greatest.
Yeah, that was kind of questionable because he kind of looked Xbox-ish.
Oh, that's pushing.
But I was
the
like,
boundaries
let's
there
just
a
see if
little
this will slide, and they were okay with it. So
Heck yeah.
But to your point about how Marvel was very hands off on this, they gave us a couple of constraints, like
Deadpool cannot have anything that resembled a real weapon, just blasters.
Right.
Everything had to be a blaster.
Wasn't there also you call it ghosting ninjas? It's not killing.
That's correct.
ninjas.
Yeah. With Ghosts and Ninjas, ninjas needed to be so there's in the Marvel universe a lot of conversation about who can be whose enemy, and why.
Oh, interesting.
And so ninjas were sort of generic enough, and that. And so I threw ninjas out there because do you remember that time when those 16-bit games were happening? Ninjas were very popular. Right. So I thought
Shinobi and all those.
Yeah, it
games.
was and honestly, if you look at Deadpool, he is a ninja.
Yeah.
The self-hating.
Self-hating ninja. Well, to the point with the 16-bit and the beat 'em up style games, like Tanya, this is I guess a question for you. I remember talk of there's a fighting game engine in this game.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah, we developed. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and I still like it a lot. But it was a lot. We're like, we're going to make this really easy. It's going to automatically do a fighting game.
Yeah, won't require any programming if it just does everything else automatically.
Yeah. So it was a lot of work. It was a big effort. But yeah, there's a fighting game, and when you make a shot, Deadpool will punch the dude, and if you don't make a shot, then Sabretooth comes after you.
In this version right now, I have debug collision boxes, so when Deadpool punches with his arm, he's got a box that comes and punches him, and then they both come back.
Have you ever seen a Pinball 2000 Revenge from Mars?
Oh,
I have.
Fighting Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to Tanya, I was like, in that game, right, making a shot, he did a move, right? So you could roundhouse The Martian, Abe Lincoln, Robo Lincoln,
Robo Lincoln wins.
Lincoln could
Yeah.
roundhouse the Martian when you made a shot. So it was like a natural. Hey,
Exactly.
we could do stuff like that. I think the character really is what brings a lot of the game to
Well,
life.
the dialogue is,
Yes.
Oh,
is,
dude,
is,
absolutely.
is awesome.
Yeah, the humor in this game is, again, another one of those key points that makes that whole package for me,
Right.
like, amazing. It's
So,
just the way you talk.
I got to tell you, I thought I was scared of the license because I thought Deadpool's it's sort of B level Marvel,
Okay.
right? It's not Spider-Man.
Right.
Right, exactly.
At the time it was. At the time it was.
At the time, since then, it's absolutely different. But I mean, back then,
This is like before the first movie came out.
yeah. It was like
And
Deadpool.
Tanya's like, it has to be Nolan North voicing Deadpool, and I was like, I'm not familiar, and he's like, he is Deadpool.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he made it. That session was crazy. It was like 2 hours, and he had so many lines. He was just doing one at a time. Couldn't catch his breath.
Hey, I'm over here, inside this pinball game.
The sound effects, the old Willy
Right.
sound effects,
Oh,
right?
that's
was
right.
a key thing,
Yeah.
right? It was like, hey, why don't we throw in
Yeah, just
Willy sound effects?
dovetailed on that whole 16-bit, 8-bit,
Yeah, the games I played when I broke into the business were the Defenders and Stargates, right? That Williams sound package it would be in the pinball machines and in the video games, right? And it was like that. Those Defenders, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta have them.
When I heard we were making Deadpool, I thought, okay, rough, rock, tough music.
Yeah.
So that's the path I went down. And then they said, well, we can do anything we want. And so
Then they turned mariachi.
Yeah, right.
You got to do mariachi.
So when I found out we were having Katana Rama,
That was one of the coolest things, right? Like
Tanya wrote me. He emailed me and said, George thinks that's the funniest thing ever. Do more of that. And so then it went off the rails.
Yeah, so we did speed metal too.
So I knew if I got a call from George on his way home at night, I knew he had a new idea. He would call me and he said, what if we do songs with lyrics? And I was like, yeah, sure, well, we can do anything.
Everything's about Deadpool.
Right.
I'm cool.
And
I'm
so,
Deadpool.
Yeah, he said I want a metal, a rap, and in the metal I just want pinball words. It doesn't have to make any sense. So it was country, rap, R&B, and so.
And you're the voice of the R&B song, right?
Well, so I woke up one Saturday morning and my voice was lower than normal, and I had this little rhythm track
from smoking all night.
We'll get that recording.
You were a DJ. Your background's a DJ, right?
right.
So you're born with the radio voice.
So I just had this little rhythm
Jerry
track,
Thompson.
and I thought, good morning.
Good morning.
And so,
Zoo Crew.
So I just started making things that sounded dirty but weren't.
Okay.
Like, got 6 balls for you.
I don't get that one.
Oh yeah, multi-ball all night. It's a spoken thing like Barry White. So awesome. People, they call me Jerry White around here. And so I sent it to George and Tanya. I go, is this a thing or no? And he wrote back and said, is that you? And I said, yeah. He goes, Tanya said, it needs sax. And so I sent just the little rhythm track to my music guy Sean, and I said, can you give me some sax and some guitar, waka waka guitar, and I'll just fly it in wherever. And his wife sang, and so she sang the Deadpool background part, and then he heard it.
Oh, no kidding.
He goes, I think she should sing everything you say should be repeated.
Just pull that plunger back. Let that ball fly.
I can't sing, so I never thought I'd have my name on a vinyl record. But that was the next time he called.
Yeah.
He's like, what if we make an album? I go, cool. Yeah.
The album idea. So we had Mike Vinicore was in the studio, right, and he plays the games a lot. He played, he's got, he put in I think, is this the first MXV skill shot?
I think so.
Yeah. So and Mike is a huge record collector.
Oh yeah.
Right, like vinyl. He's like got an incredible vinyl.
thousands.
Yeah. And
Yeah, like he has a problem That kind of
Well, don't we
level.
all,
was like-
though?
Not just with record collecting.
You know, we had been working on the tunes,
Yeah.
and Mike never said a word to me, but the fact that he was in playing the game, my brain went to, this is the dude with a record collection. We need to make a vinyl album. And right away I saw it. It was like, it's red, transparent vinyl.
Yep.
It's got Jeremy's art in the center.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got a Jeremy cover. You know? And I was like, I run into his office going, dude, we're going to make an album. He's like, what?
Yeah, he calls me. He's like, "Did George tell you he wants to make an album?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What did you say?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, sounds great.
And we cut up little pieces of Jeremy's shirt and put it on a card with every album.
We should have done that.
But yeah, so my wife is a realtor, and this guy is a realtor in the Seattle area, and he does rap concerts on the weekends. And so I sent him the track, and I said, can you write some lyrics to this? And next day I got it back done. He didn't just write it; he
Oh,
did the
dang.
whole thing for Boom. That's the
Yeah.
That's that track.
The guitar, the sort of epic melodic stuff was my buddy Vince Pontarelli.
Yeah. Well, because then it was because. What can we do? We
Right.
can do, so he's like, let's get Vince
the doors
Pontarelli
are
to do
wide
some
open,
stuff
like,
too.
just
So,
go.
so Vince,
Remember,
for you,
this game was on a time crunch.
Yeah, right.
So we're going to go,
well, so Vince is a big shot sound designer at 2K.
Well, he did Monster Bash
And,
with you.
and he
yeah.
did,
And-
yeah,
and
he was my
several
Monster
Williams.
Bash guy,
Yeah.
and did an epic job on that
Right.
game, right? So, but he's like up to his neck in some 2K video game that's about to release, and I call him up, hey, dude, I need some stuff. And he's like, no, dude, you don't understand. I'm in crunch.
I'm driving right now.
No, I need this stuff.
So that was one of the Spanish guitar tune was his, and the Ninja. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
what we titled it, but
Yeah.
he had 4 songs on the album. It just
Nighttime for Ninjas. Or
yeah,
something
it
like that.
became
It's
like,
right behind you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
This game is starting to sound like it was designed at a dispensary. You're like, okay, no one else.
So
Oh, yeah.
the album, this came with the
LEs.
The LEs?
All the LE guys got this.
Okay.
And what's fun about this is like Jerry and Vince framed them.
Oh, yeah.
like you do records, right? So
Look
That
at
is gorgeous. Oh,
isn't that
sweet.
awesome? That's like
You
so
should need a
totally
back
awesome.
like that, son.
Right. And then Jerry, you made me the CD.
right.
Right.
So
And
I
then we-
made you one to hear.
Yeah.
And then he's like, let's offer that CD cover that anybody can print. And
So
make their
all the
own.
premium guys. Well, actually, that's online. That's up on the website.
Right.
You
So
can
this is
download
the
it.
premium.
Yeah.
So the premium came
the
with
premium
cassette.
the premium
Yep.
comes with a cassette because the idea was, what would Deadpool have on the dash of the Chimmy
Yeah,
truck?
there you go. Probably not
Right?
vinyl.
Right before you get into the time travel, you got to get some tunes.
That's awesome, dude.
So this is great.
And so I gave George my
Combinations.
CD
It's
cassette
got
player.
Yeah, and it's got.
he
I don't know,
blinged it up with
For those of you who
stickers there.
don't have it, this thing, it's got like a bloody thumbprint.
Oh, wait, I never noticed that. That's
And
terrifying.
it's got a bloody thumbprint. It's supposed to look like
It's a mixtape.
Cable and
Yeah.
Deadpool just
Cable and Deadpool. It's on the dash, bouncing around on the dash of the Chimmy truck.
It was really such a fun project, and people have said, it's like a music game because there's
Yeah.
so much variety.
The best compliments I get are people that say to me, "I don't know anything about Deadpool. I really don't care about Deadpool, and I love this game."
Yeah, man.
Right. So that's the, I
Well,
think.
that's why we've been making it so many years.
Yeah, I never imagined. Imagined.
I think it's going to be a classic. It's going to be one of those games where people are like, you got to get it with just like all the other 10 games that everybody, if they had to put it in their library. I think this could be one of those games.
The game kind of is a throwback to actually the older pinball machines that had humor, like Monster Bash, and pinball machines really didn't take themselves seriously until the licensing kind of forced. It's really hard to make a gag reel for John Wick. It's like shooting people. But at least with Deadpool, it's like, okay, we can have fun with it. It's like there's only so much you can do with Jar Jar Banks or that kind of thing.
Jeremy, talk about
hilarious.
Jeremy, talk about some of the choices you made, right? Like, I mean,
speaking of Lincoln.
Wait, before we get into it, the creator of Deadpool, Rob Liefeld, complimented Jeremy on the work.
That's
right,
awesome.
and that's like it doesn't get any better.
He DM'd me, asked for foot pics. I don't understand.
It's reference. It's for
Oh,
reference. It's for
reference.
reference.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So different feet.
He sent some videos too. Hey, so I had actually just done Ghostbusters. That was the first game that I had worked on, obviously with Stern, with you guys, and also the first game that I did that got produced. Even though I had worked on some pinball before that, and the thing I remember most was starting this very shortly after, and then it got shelved. Tanya and I had gone a pretty good amount of the way. There was a playfield before yours. It was not good.
Well, I balled it up and threw it out.
Yeah, no,
I went and honestly, we're balled.
Can I tell you my first experience with it? Lyman and I walked into the kitchen, and the CAD was on the wall, and we were looking at it. I said, "What do you think?" And he goes, "I've already played it in my mind and walked away."
So it's a good thing I redid it.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It was a little rough. I just remember, again, I felt pretty new to the process, and I was a little concerned. I had done a few pieces to test for Marvel because I'm like, I don't know, if I'm going to be able to pull this off. And fortunately, Tanya was always like very supportive, and he made me feel like I could do things, and that worked out. And so we had actually had quite a bit done before it paused, and some of that was approved. However, I jumped on this little game called Iron Maiden. I tried to teach the new guy, Keith Elwin, how to design a game.
You done good.
And I'm like, why don't we just take this other one you made?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I said, listen, dude, this Archer thing, it's got to go.
I said, I don't know that it's got legs. And so I came back after Iron Maiden, and in both cases, both of these games were just like the schedules were not to my benefit. In that regard.
To anyone's benefit.
But to Chuck's team, probably, I don't know. But no, but I just remember when we came back to it, a few things had changed in the world, and one of the things was that Backlash, Colossus was originally not on there. It was originally Zombie Abraham Lincoln.
Of course, naturally.
That art exists. So we got Brian Posehn to do some writing on the game. And when he was doing his run on Deadpool, one of the things he did is he had the Dead Presidents run, and we were grabbing some of that,
That's where that came from.
Yeah, that's where that came from.
It did not come from Revenge from Mars.
It did not. No,
Audience.
It didn't.
We did a focus group, and kids freaking love Lincoln. They were like, "Oh my God, has this got Lincoln in it? Is he driving a Lincoln? Anything Lincoln?"
So by the time we come back to the game, it's the tail end of 2016, and I can't remember, something happened in the news and whatever, and they're like, "Hey, no presidents." And so we then pivoted, and that's when you came in, was sort of, I think it was right around the holiday season there, and it was like fast track time, and we started making a lot of changes. All I remember is I obviously. Deadpool's one of those characters, when I was reading back in the day, when he was fresh and new, I always thought was a little too crass, even for my taste, which I know, right? What? I'm like, anyway. But over time, Brian Posehn is actually the one who sort of turned him into something that was much more relatable to me, and I thought much funnier. And so I kind of went with all that energy moving forward and just, working out. I have to say, I have to give you full credit, though, George, on one thing you forced me to do on this playfield that I think maybe makes it one of the better ones I've ever done, and that was the katana ramps. You said, hey, I picture giant Deadpool reaching back for his blades. We put the inserts on the hilt, whatever. And when you forced me into that corner, everything else sort of came from there.
My will.
Yeah, right.
No. I don't mean.
You shoved me against the wall and said, "Do this."
No. When I say that, I mean like it was sort of like, usually it's kind of left. They go, hey, go do whatever, and then I, come back with something. And in that case, you specifically had something in mind. We hadn't really worked out exactly everything, but we're like something like this, and that just sent me down a different path. And I think overall, the decisions made because of that I reacted to made for a better game. I mean, visually.
The box that you get put in is the thing that yields the creativity. The open world thing, you can have anything, you can have all the money in the world, whatever. That's
decision paralysis at that
works,
point if there's
works
like
against you.
open-ended.
Yeah,
Works
absolutely.
against you.
What I really like is a project that has a lot of money and a lot of people in the creative process.
Yeah, right.
I love it when there's like
More
30
cooks.
people, all with ideas.
Yeah, right.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the design by committee. There's nothing better.
Chuck, talk about your trick to animate a 2D high-res fourth wall Deadpool, because that's, don't give away any secrets, but
So the problem is Deadpool has like some 400 fourth wall lines.
Sure.
And if you have to store full screen animations
For each of
that, it becomes like with our
Not Spike 2.
with our Amiga with our Amiga operating system and our
Super Amiga.
our Super Amiga operating system. So
Amiga 2000.
right. So we ended up animating just a single frame. His face is just one single frame, and it's just a distorted
Oh,
mesh.
it's sort of like puppet warped.
We puppet warped
yeah.
one mesh, and that was all stored in there. And then we have every possible.
First time you showed it to me, I was like, "Did you bone this thing?" And like.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, very
Like-
much like
like-
It's like 3D, but 2D.
It's like 3D, only 2D.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And then we had a couple of like Alex Borre, this artist that we bring in every once in a while just to make his life terrible. He actually had to lip sync all of 400 of those things.
Oh man!
And animate.
So we had and all those lines that are in the game. Like a lot of us wrote, right? Brian wrote a lot of it, but you wrote some. I wrote some. Wason wrote some, right?
Yep.
Gary Stern.
Gary,
Yeah. And we had two
had,
writers.
all the
Cheryl
napkins
Wagner.
and-
Yeah, we had Cheryl. Cheryl wrote some stuff.
Mike Kizavat wrote on it.
Yeah.
We had it was a huge script. And
Yeah.
the day we recorded Deadpool, we had like 1 hour to do it, and it took us 2.
Yes.
But it was one of those things where you guys come to us, you go, here's 400 lines. I'm like, this is never going to see the light of day. And then you can't let the artists know that they have this, like, you just kind of go, keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
You got this, buddy.
Just keep going. And then every week you feed them a couple more, and eventually they have no idea they did 400. But if you just drop 400 on them, they tap out.
A game like this, like every idea feeds another idea, right? So it's like the Hell House, that Hell House scene was like, hey, let's put some old Stern games in,
Yeah.
right? So like it's just fun stuff like that. People just eat that up, and it just kind of falls, just goes together.
Well, I like the pinball community's like,
It's a Berserk
Yeah,
in the
it's like-
background that Colossus is playing, or I forget what game.
We did,
was it Sea Witch?
yeah,
we
it's
had
a
Sea Witch
Sea
and
Witch.
Flight 2000. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a Flight 2000 in there. When I was a little kid in the 60s, we all had lots of weapons, right? It was okay to.
Plastic guns.
Yeah,
and
it was
swords.
okay. There was a toy that I always wanted and never got. If you get a
Behind my
chance, go on
hypodermic needles.
YouTube and look up the Johnny 7.
The Johnny 7.
Amazing. Always wanted a Johnny 7.
I hear the
Johnny
reference
7
to
One Man
that,
Army,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yes, I mean Deadpool has got like nothing but weapons, right? So
Especially as you're collecting them, like the imagery of, because it's a part of the game is collecting weapons,
Yeah.
and you'll just see this like backpack full of everything on his back.
it was just one of those games, right, where every idea just yielded another idea,
Yeah.
and we just got a chance to throw everything in.
So
and-
have you gone on eBay and bought a Johnny 7?
No, but I have. I found the commercials because this was all in my memory, and I wrote the line without having, with my childhood memory. I didn't write the line having seen it, and then it occurred to me, I live in an era where you can probably Google this.
Yeah, exactly. I also have adult money to go buy this if I want.
So there's a 4 hours later.
Yeah, right. You're in the office just like shooting at the wall.
I've seen it was like Johnny 7 One Man Army. Look at this commercial. This is, oh my God, this is what I would, I want that.
Heck yeah.
Had a sweet bayonet on the end of it, right?
Yeah,
And
it had
a
everything.
Grenade launcher.
Well, have there been any like fun anecdotes? Like now that this game's been out in the world, like what's the reception been like? Do you have any like fun stories about like, things that have happened?
You know, I think what's interesting is how much the community has embraced the game, right? The enthusiasm for the launch parties took me completely by surprise. Like, you know, Shane out in LA said to me, he goes, I'm going to give away katanas.
Oh yeah, Ace.
You know,
totally.
send me AC Goji, you know, like send me katanas. Can you sign a katana for me?
Signing actual swords.
So it's like it took on a life of its own, right? So the launch parties, you know, I've got some of the coasters that Logan printed, right? You know, these are so awesome, right? Like,
oh, whoa.
You know, did you see these? So
Yeah,
these
like-
were from the Logan launch party.
Did they get permission to make these, Jeremy?
No.
No. Okay, cool. So.
But you know, it just took on a life of its own. People were sending me T-shirts, like Deadpool launch party T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. I have probably signed more Deadpool stuff than any pinball machine I've ever designed.
That's wild.
I'm serious.
Well,
For a while there, it was like 3-4 things a week would come in from the outside with return postage.
Seriously?
You know, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've signed more Deadpool stuff than, you know.
Yeah, everyone tells me it's the art, but hey, I don't know. They might like other stuff too.
That's fair.
One thing I was going to say is Marvel liked this well enough that there's a Hasbro Nerf gun out there.
That's right.
Yeah, it uses
Actually,
your art.
Did you also know that the katana, we had a spare katana, you know, from prototype, and it works as a bottle opener.
yes. In fact, I think I have it in my office. After you showed me that
Speaking
worked.
of katanas, I think during the first year, motivated by Shane's, I'm going to give away a katana.
Yeah.
We actually put katana finds in games.
Oh, wow.
Right, so I ordered a bunch of katanas. We signed them. Right,
That's
there's
cool.
a picture of all the signed katanas, and gave them to the assembly line, and they randomly went into games with a letter, you know, that I signed saying, "Hey, congrats, you got a katana."
Yeah. I saw somebody that got one. I didn't know how many you did though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
That
what
was
the
super
number
cool.
is.
You get a weapon, you get a weapon,
Right.
you get a weapon. I don't know, like, I'm like, this one has a grenade, you know, like.
Oh, yeah, throwing random weapons.
I heard there's a few in the evidence locker downtown.
A box of rat poison? No way!
There's always the guy in the legal department says, "What if somebody kills someone with this?"
Every time.
Please don't
With
sharpen
your
this.
signatures on it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. Your fingerprints are all over it.
That's why I didn't sign them. I refused. I said, listen.
Okay, so speaking of legal department, do you remember the nonsense we had to go through for little Deadpool's pony? So, you know, Deadpool rides this
Yeah. Oh,
pony
because it looks like.
because it's pink.
Yeah, because
And
it's
they're
pink.
like, things that are pink in ponies are off limits. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want anybody to mistake this game for being My Little Pony. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there is, what? Do you have to brain damage what you need to go and look at this and go, is that My Little Pony? This whole game?
Yep.
But
the
you know, like you
crossover
said,
we've
legal's
always
like,
wanted.
listen, you don't want to get the My Little Pony mafia after you.
I think the unicorn horn is what sold it. Because that was very Deadpool.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that its eyes point in two different directions and that it threw up green goo, that was.
Yeah, that helped.
Yeah.
All right, favorite mode in the game.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Katanarama time.
Yeah, that's got it.
Yeah, just like ding,
The
ding, ding,
music's
ding,
good.
ding, 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 and it's-
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite effects is the map.
Oh,
Like
sure.
that game show,
the
you
wheel.
know, the wheel. I was just like, when I didn't even see it go in. Like, that's how traumatized I was from this game. And I'm like, when did this go in? I'm like, that is amazing.
But I mean, Vampire Disco. Come on.
That one is pretty good. Mech Suit's really nice
Mech
because
Suit.
it's a really fun scene going on, but it's also a nice like reprieve halfway point. Like you know you're doing something in the
Yeah.
game. you've achieved a lot of these
I play for it.
combos.
At my level, I
Exactly.
just play for
Yeah.
it, right? It's like
It is like your achievable wizard mode.
I'll die 3 weapons shy, and I can't walk away from the game. I was all right. I got to do this again. I was only 3 weapons shy.
It is the one mode that does, yeah, it is kind of like that mark of someone. Again, I'm not a high level player by any means, but I can get some pretty good scoring going on if I can just make it to mech suit and get past there. I feel like I'm good.
I've seen the guys in the Deadpool Billionaires Club always floored by Mr. Sinister, right? Like that whole thing takes them by surprise, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's way up there.
Yeah. I've beaten this game several times, and it's always fun just watching that story unfold. But honestly, if I had to pick one thing, that snicked shot, and I would like to talk more about that, is a big influence to me on some of the stuff that I've made. Have something similar on the Jurassic Park home, on Foo Fighters and stuff. But the idea that you can hit this target, and if you're lucky, it's going to pop it up that ramp, and that's how you're getting your multiplier, is such a cool and unique thing that I've never seen done before.
Happy accident.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I placed the target with the hopes that I was going to not go up the ramp, but make the
orbit,
the orbit,
center orbit.
Yeah, that's how I placed it. And the first time I had it, the whitewood was in Tanya's office, and I'm shooting the whitewood, and I'm trying like hell to get it to go around, and I'm screwing with the target.
Yeah.
And then one time I did it, and it went up the ramp. I was like, whoa! and then I ran across the studio and got some of the shooters.
Yeah.
Right. I brought Lyman in.
Yeah,
I brought Elwin in. I was like, all right, here's what I want you to do: cradle ball, left flipper, hit that target, go up that ramp. They were like, what? Boom. They both did it.
So
I was like, okay.
This is it. Yeah. Oh man, it is so good.
That's where you do the I meant to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oof. Yep.
You know what I was thinking was if I could hit this ramp,
Planning that the whole time.
bam,
Who
right up the
cares
thing.
about the orbit?
Yeah.
And by the way, every once in a while you still make the orbit.
I went back and watched the reveal stream for this game, and it was like the entire company was in the kitchen of Stern jamming on this thing.
And you were wearing Deadpool outfit.
I was in it. That caused a little controversy for sure.
The high performance package.
Yeah, right. I had to change quick, and I didn't know where to put my shirt, so I found a place to put it.
Legal is like,
we can't. Who is this guy?
Don't
Why is
anyone
he
answer
on
the
camera?
That's when George was like, we're going to hire this guy.
Yeah. I could see something in him.
Well, we had, didn't we have Bells and Chimes?
They came in for I think we did a premium and a pro stream.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
So we did Bells and Chimes for one, right?
Yeah.
And we did them in the old at the old place in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Right.
What a backdrop.
Yeah, and
It's
that
better
was
than the factory though.
That was actually the first. I think it was one of the first ones where we brought in some of the folks that no one ever sees.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So we brought Chuck's team. Your team was highly represented.
oh yeah.
There's a young Nick Wayna there. They're Denai was playing. He had this beautiful blonde long hair.
Denai.
Was that the one where Nick was just destroying, and somebody posted online going, "Oh, how hard can this game be? A kid could play it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think you understand who that was.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think you know about that kid.
That kid would destroy you. Pick the game.
That's why I was there to offset Nick.
Right. They call
Very
him
difficult.
the brick house Jeremy.
I've got my fully customized Deadpool Premium in my office with the Pro Translite, my favorite.
Okay.
And then of course right behind you there, this is really cool. So this is my very own limited edition plate, even though I don't have a limited edition. It says
really limited.
Yeah. Right.
It says, "Oh, you're fancy. You have number 503 of 500." That is such a Deadpool thing.
Right.
Right?
Also, Legal wants to talk to you about
bootleg.
this.
All right. How many of these are you making?
Right. Gary losing his mind. You can't do that. I was like, Gary, it's a joke.
It's a
503 of 500. You get it? Gary was losing his shit.
No, Gary's like, what happened to 501 and 502? What are you guys trying to do? Kill me?
So one of the very first social media things I did to promote it unofficially See that action figure? Where's that? So this guy, I put a red marker in his hands, and I took my phone. I hold my phone here.
Or like, George, what are you doing?
So it was like we were, we weren't as sophisticated with our social media.
We're like, George, what are you doing?
So I was like, I took a red Sharpie, wrapped his hands around it, and did one of these,
That's awesome.
Like, yeah.
You didn't do the usual where there's a quarter of it in the background of a shot for Iron Maiden, and then somebody's like, freeze frame.
All right, so Jerry made me this. Let me see. Give me this.
Oh yeah, the combo jam box.
The with all the with all the Deadpool art on it. So, and by the way, he says, I don't even know if it works, and I said, oh, it works. We put the cassette tape in it.
I made a CD for him before the record got pressed, and he's like, I don't have anything to play this on, and so I was like, I have something for you.
This is so.
And it's perfect.
Again, so perfect, so Deadpool.
Look how big that thing is.
Yeah, and then also from Jerry, I got the Aviation American Gin
Jerry's
Deadpool.
kind of a suck up. Did you notice that? A little bit.
Yeah, Jerry says to me, he goes, I saw this and I couldn't pass it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to have that.
Yeah.
Is that why they won't let me do the sound?
Aviation American Gin Deadpool Limited Edition.
That is
cool,
wild.
right? Of course, we got stuff like this, right? This was, I asked one of the art guys, Ernie Perez, I said, hey, take Jeremy's art, cut out the letters, and show it through.
Boom, baby.
I don't know.
All right, there you go. Look, there you go.
Tanya.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
This is Tanya's lab coat. He wears this every day over his shirt.
The original. This is one of the original. This was an early print of the chimichanga. It's great that we managed to turn it around, figure it out, make it happen.
But I mean, I love that it was such a team effort. Yeah. I mean, everybody had ideas, and we're like, sure, let's try it.
Yeah.
Our best days are behind us.
Well, no, there is some truth though. Like I was saying, the reason
not to what he was saying.
the reason I brought like back then, like your team, you guys were like in a closet.
True.
Like I remember coming in, and
You each had 4 feet. That was it.
yeah, I mean it was tiny. It was tiny. I mean I wasn't bogged down by expectation. Like for me personally, like Ghostbusters was out there, but like that was whatever.
My favorite part of all that was we generated 4,000 frames of animation in that game, right? Each one hand painted by artists, like hand pixel animated, released it to the world. And then the internet goes, they phoned it in.
Thanks, internet.
They just used pixels because that's easy. And I'm like, my eyes twitching. I'm like, oh, it is, huh? Like I was like in a loop. Don't do it.
Chuck, if it makes
Don't do it.
Yeah, right.
Legal is gonna call me.
Yeah, exactly.
I almost feel bad for this, but I have to admit, that was Tanya and I. We started and it was.
So you're pinhead 182 on pin side
and 183.
Yeah. It was they're just they phoned it in. They used pixels. Anybody could do that. I'm like, oh God, 4,000 frames of animation. And then when we're all like done, we're like, okay, it's shipped. Like a month and a half later, Tanya's like, hey, buddy, we need mech suit multi-ball.
We need more of the pixels that are so easy to
Mr.
make.
Sinister came late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot later. And then you're like, that's the last one. And then like 3 months later,
Like,
hey, buddy.
Yeah, and then mech suit. But luckily, I don't know. Tom had like woken up from a nap, and he's like, "Let me do it."
Everybody was burnt crispy after that one. But
Best part of mech suit though is Mike Kizavat with the jackpot call out, right? Is that Mike?
Yeah, the robot voice.
The robot voice.
Jackpot. Yeah, the robot voice. Jackpot. The robot voice so ties into where we started with the '80s sound effects, and. One of the very first games that I ever touched when I broke into the business was I was working at Midway and Dave Nutting had done Gorf, and it had a talking, talking chip. Space Cadet.
Oh gosh, okay.
And it's like this is beyond that time. This is more like late 80s, 90s. But I love hitting those jackpots. Yeah. That is the biggest reward. I don't even need to see anything. I just hear that.
Jackpot.
I'm like, jackpot.
But that is a huge part of like games like this is you want to focus down here. So getting that feedback audibly and make sure like it's still entertaining is like that's a huge.
It ties into what I tell everybody: the screen is stupid. And nobody's looking at that thing.
Says the guy who makes the stuff on the screen.
Nobody cares
Chuck's
about
been
this.
trying to pitch hand puppets, sock puppets for ages, man.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
All right. All good.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, the game for me is a special game. I love it dearly. I had it in my studio for a very long time until you guys took it back to Create Insider Connected, which broke my heart. But anytime I get a chance to jam on this, I'm always having a good time. And congratulations to all of you for making something that is like highly celebrated. This game's gonna live for freaking ever. And yeah,
they're going into the vault.
They're going into the vault.
It's gonna be that. What that means, I think, according to sales guys, is gonna be dormant for a couple years.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. So, who knows? We've always the magic of the game has been that there's been demand every year since we've made it, and there's been substantial enough demand that they've said, okay, yeah, we're gonna make some every year. So, I don't know how many are left, but there's some. There's some around.
Well, go buy the game immediately before we lock them all up.
I'd buy 2.
Yeah, you should.
One for each foot. What? Makes no sense.
Could Deadpool have been made by anything but this group of clowns?
No doubt. No, it's
not the game. We got there. No. It was pretty punk rock at the time.
Yeah, no,
it definitely was. It definitely was. And a lot of it came from the shortened time frame and some of the surprises along the way.
Duct tape, baling wire.
Freedom. I mean, we had a lot of freedom.
We did have freedom
and guts.
Well, we were so brave. Can we talk about how brave we are?
Such a brave little boy. You did it.
All the stuff you guys did, it wouldn't have been the game, right?
True.
Yeah.
True.
That's the deal.
That's awesome.
I usually play it with the sound off, but hey.
And the screen off.
I kid. No,
Maximum clownage. All right. On that note, we're out.
Boom, baby, boom!
That was awesome.
I can't feel my legs.
They like me. They really like me.